Welcome to the show, Oaken Bros.
You have to get a new clock, Eric. It's 1:59.
Bro, I just couldn't wait.
That's like Howard starting at like 5:59 in the morning. I don't think he does that anymore.
What's his song?
Dig through the ditch. No,
that's not it. So it's
a snowy Monday morning on Long Island, everyone. Welcome to Oaken Bros.
Yeah, it's
let's be like that TikTok video. That was the greatest TikTok video. You know you're from Long Island when you're like, oh, snow's beautiful. Snow's it's so nice and it's snowing. And then you're shouting like, I fucking hate Long Island snow.
I don't know what we're doing here. You know, we're sending one of our guys down to Atlanta, Carl, and his pipes froze today, and he's like, I can't wait to leave New York. I'm like, can I come with you?
Yeah, you're not kidding. Sharon's on. Hello, Shario.
There's no snow in Soy Cowboy.
Oh my God. That's number one on the post-pandemic list is to go to Soy Cowboy.
Dana, your next TikTok has to be that.
With the wives, though.
Yeah.
We can't go
Dana, you have to make a series on TikTok about Soy Cowboy.
Tommy Fisher says, hey, Oaken Bros. What's up, Mr. Fisher?
What's up?
Always good to see you. Eric, we got to have Tommy on the podcast.
What's up, Bob?
Bros. Tommy is an author, and he's written a few books on law of attraction.
Sure.
And I would love to have him on. Tommy, PM me, DM me, do whatever you got to do on Facebook. Would love to get you on Oaken Bros. Donna wants to know, how cold is it? It's colder than Florida, Donna.
I'm going to try something, and this may mess up my cat. You know, no, I can't. It's not going to get there.
Sharon wants to know, what's Soy Cowboy?
Sharon, Google it.
Sharon, Google Soy Cowboy. That's
basically it's Las Vegas, Amsterdam, and every other red light. Every other red light district combined into one. The kids will love it.
Florida. All right, listen. So Florida was 43 for a high today, and windy, felt like 32. Yeah, but you don't have 2 feet of snow on the ground like we do.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. You know, my office gets really hot because I'm under like the lights.
Same.
So I have to crack the window that's right next to me, and I'm getting like little flurries, like
really
little misty.
There's some snow in my office too. There's definitely. I don't know if you can see that, but.
Hello, got off my butt. I'm working up my next book while I watch, listen. Very
there
nice.
You go, Carolyn. That's what has to be done. I'm in the middle. I'm knee deep in Monsterland. Snowmo, Scotty. Scott, you got to move back to New York. It's enough. You can't be the only friend that made the right decision.
I just shaved, Bob. I shaved on Saturday. It's a whole thing. I have to go in the shower. I give my son a haircut. I give myself a haircut.
I faded the sides of my head, but I can't wait for a Kane cut. I got a barber named Kane, and he gives the best cuts. And as soon as I'm inoculated, I said, Kane, you're coming to my house to give me a haircut.
It's a whole process because I have to vacuum it up after. It's just terrible.
I do it in the shower. You don't do it in the shower?
I do it in the shower.
I just scoop out the hair and I throw it away.
It doesn't get everything.
Oh, you have so much hair. Just a mop of hair that you have to shave off every 2 weeks. Just a mop of dreadlock hair.
Scotty's got 73.
Yeah. I thought,
oh, you poor thing, Scott. Oh,
Scott,
so
I'm
bad
not joking.
For you.
Scotty, there's 2 feet of snow, and like we're just getting started. Like it started at 10 a.m. The real stuff started at 10 a.m. and it's going and going. And my kid's like, when are we going outside? I'm like, it's 55 mile per hour gusts. We're not going outside.
Maine, I think, makes Long Island look warm.
Yeah, but I don't think they have a storm in Maine today. I would love to go to Maine.
Scotty shaved. Scott, do you shave your head? No, you have like a thick ass head of hair.
Yeah, Scotty's got good hair.
I've actually seen whole families on Soy Cowboy late at night. Sort of crazy to see parents dragging their 10-year-old around soy.
Definitely have to take our father. Real quick story. This is what our father, which by the way, tomorrow is going to be his 3-year anniversary of his passing, which is just crazy to think about.
Yep.
My father. We didn't go inside. I will preface this: we didn't go inside, but my father took my brother and I to the chicken ranch in Las Vegas, and
I still have their hat.
I still have their menu. Okay, there's a menu for the chicken ranch. But I was 15, 14. Eric, you must have been 9 or 10. And my dad drove my mom, my brother, and I. This is what we do on our fucking family vacations. Okay, our father drove us to Pahrump in Nevada, and he took us to the chicken ranch, and I was terrified. I was like, do I have to go in, Dad? He's like, you can if you want. I'm like, no, absolutely not.
32 is nothing considering how many past lives you probably lived already. We've lived all over the world, other planets, the moon.
I have a connection to the pyramids. I was at the pyramids before in my previous life, sometime.
You were an ancient god.
Yes. One of those statues looks like me.
Call you Tutankhamun, whatever his name is.
Tutankhamun or something.
Whatever.
Oh, freezing in Bangkok, 78. 0.8 nonetheless. Why do people go like 0.8? Like, can't you just say 79 or just even say 78? Does it make a difference?
Could say it's 80.
You just round up.
So I went on a little roll today for TikTok. I switched it up a little bit and I actually started telling stories. And I'll tell you guys a story here. When I was 8 years old, my uncle Kevin, who we work with, love him dearly, speak to him multiple times a day, is blind. And he's the CFO of our company. And when I was 8 years old, I asked him, what is it like to be blind? And he's like, well, what do you see behind you? I'm like, nothing. And he's like, well, that's what you see when you are blind. You don't see anything. I'm like, so you see black? And he's like, no, you don't see black. You see nothing. And another good way of doing this is if you close one eye and keep one eye open. Michael, let's do it with me. What do you see out of the eye that's closed? Nothing.
No,
you don't see black.
That's not how it goes. That's not how
you don't see black, but everyone do it. Close one eye. You're not seeing black. Put your hand right here. You don't see anything.
Browser.
Don't tell me. Let me finish my story. No, knock it off. So everybody on TikTok, people were saying my life is never going to be the same again. Why did you tell me this? This is terrible. This is terrifying. And then some people said that's not true. I don't know how they know that's not true.
Am I allowed to talk or not?
Yes, you're. No.
Kevin showed me. Wait, Kevin showed me that you keep both eyes open, not just one eye. One eye you still see black because black is a color because you're still seeing. You're still seeing. You have to take your hand in front, and you got to move your hand back until you no longer see it anymore. That's what being blind is like.
Yeah.
And Kevin isn't 100% blind. He's 99% blind, which is pretty much being blind. Yeah. And he sees out of one eye a pinpoint. But anything after that, he just doesn't see it.
Yeah, so he has retinitis pigmentosus.
The same disease Steve Wynn has in Las Vegas. Kevin doesn't have Steve Wynn money.
Well, that just shows that doesn't matter what your disability, you can be successful.
That's Wallace Waddles 101. Blind people get rich and not blind people get rich.
Everyone's loving the brother, but we should argue more.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's catch up here. Dana saw on TikTok. Yeah, no, it's nothing. You don't see anything.
Nothing. What's behind you?
And that had me thinking because of our Eben Alexander interview regarding thoughts. And I'm like, I've been philosophizing alone in a room about where your thoughts go because learning that they're not stored in your head has been freaking me out.
Thoughts don't come from the brain. That's what Eben Alexander says. Consciousness doesn't come from the brain.
Yeah. Volvatron's in Ottawa, Canada. Not sure why everyone is losing their minds. I'm sure that's, snow means nothing to you.
Yeah. If you're in Ottawa, is that where Cole Robinson is? Cole Robinson, the snake diet, Volvatron? I think that's where he's located. We would love to interview him. We love Cole. Guy's fucking great.
You're a terrible person, Bob.
Dustin Diamond won't be down for breakfast. Did he die?
I don't think he died.
I think he has stage 4 lung cancer. That's what I heard.
Anyways,
it was
terrible for the guy.
Oh, terrible. I heard he was like a bad boy too. Like he wasn't like.
Oh, he's dead.
Dustin Diamond died, man. My fucking stomach just went nuts.
Yeah.
Damn.
44 years old.
God fucking damn it. Now, you know what? I'll research it later. Man, Screech, God bless you, man.
That was quick.
Terrible. Oh, man, my stomach just fucking jumped into my throat. That's terrible.
Yeah.
44 years old, lung cancer. You talk about a fucking way to go, huh? Did he smoke? Or was it genetic?
I don't know. I mean, it's absolutely horrible. I'm very sad.
Yeah.
You know.
Now we'll dedicate this episode of Oak and Bros to Screech. Were you a Saved by the Bell kid, Eric?
I love Saved by the Bell. I
Yeah.
swear I see energy in my third eye when my eyes are closed during meditation. I wonder if he would be able to see spirits from his third eye being blind.
Our uncle is science. Our uncle is left than Bernie.
His sister has said some of the most amazing things, and he's like, I'm happy you believe.
But he is, if it doesn't come from CNN or a science magazine, he will not believe it. And he's gotten, we've sat with this man in readings, in medium readings, and they've told him shit that we didn't even know, that only he knew. And he tells me he's probably just a magician. You know, so our Uncle Kevin, love the guy to pieces, but no, he does not believe in spirituality, which is fine. You know, it's all good. Everyone has a right to believe in what they want. But if Kevin
one of us will be right.
Yes. Either he's 100% right and it's birth to death, or we're 100% right and it's, you know, our soul lives on.
Volvatron, look up Cole Robinson, The Snake Diet.
Snake Diet on YouTube. The guy is ridiculous. I think he's in Ottawa, Canada.
I'm not sure where he is, but he's in Canada.
Calgary, maybe? I don't know. But he's
Canada.
Eric.
It's Canada. And he's very rough. He leaves no I wish Michael and I can talk that way, but our mother won't let us.
If we did want to talk that way, we'd probably lose every client we ever had. If we spoke the way he did. We don't agree with everything he says.
I think Dustin Diamond did do a porno.
No. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he was a bad boy. Eric, your microphone is really weird. You sound like Megatron.
How about now?
It's fine now, but you were going
because I was talking that way. You know, he has a sex tape too. No, good for him.
Dustin Diamond? Yeah.
You guys would love the ghost and spirit culture in Thailand. That would definitely be something that I'd want to learn more about.
Are there any books on that? I bought books on mediumship. I'm going to start honing my mediumship skills because the dreams that I have are just so freaking vivid and they all come true.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm going to start doing what Mom does, but not like Mom's more of a medium. I want to be more psychic because that's where I feel like my strength is. I watched this great movie yesterday called Third Eye Spies. Did you hear this yet?
No.
Third Eye Spies. It was on Apple TV. Unbelievable. And it uncovers the files of these psychic mediums that were working for the government and looking at like classified papers in other countries, and they were getting it 100% accurate. They were talking about the UFO files and shit. And it's like, you know,
the government.
I'm going to incorporate that into Monsterland. I mean, that is unreal to have like a department that just does psychic stuff.
There are government papers from the 60s where they pretty much, they talk about the afterlife. They know that this is a simulation. They know basically everything that we have been saying.
Right.
And they knew it all back in the 60s.
Right. And that's what they talked about. Jimmy Carter had a medium. A plane went down and they couldn't find this plane, and they had a medium come in and tell them where the plane was. Eric, mandatory for Oak.
It's on Netflix?
It might be. I rented it on Apple TV.
Sure.
I rented it on Apple TV documentaries because I had it on my wish list for a while. Haven't gotten around to it. Nice, Tammy. No, I'm telling you, I just bought some books on how to be a psychic. A medium. We have a medium in the family. Our mom, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, she's coming on the.
Yeah, I'm gonna announce it probably either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll make like the thumbnail for it and stuff. But yeah, Phyllis, our mother, is gonna be coming on Oak and Bros Wednesday night at 8:30.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some psychic readings. No, medium
readings.
Yeah. So I want to.
However, she is getting a bit more intuitive with that respect.
Yes.
But I think it's just the spirit telling her.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes hand in hand because so there's this guy, Mick McGonigal. I think his name is John McGonigal or Ron McGonigal or something. And he wrote these books on remote viewing.
Mm-hmm.
And he worked for the government, and they were like, you're doing the devil's work or you're doing God's work. He's like, either way, I'm screwed.
Right. Right.
He's working for the government, and his job was to go and like remote view and draw what he sees, and it was all accurate, bro. I'm telling you, third eye spies. I have about 20 minutes left. I was falling asleep. I was exhausted last night. Great documentary.
Yeah.
Really
No,
great documentary.
I would love to check it out. I need something new to watch.
Russell Targ created it, and he was part of the program. He was part of this government program, and I think they were in Menlo Park. They were out in like Silicon Valley. They weren't in DC.
Mhm.
It was like a special research institute.
Lots of shadow stuff out there.
100%. Kayla said she saw a ghost the other day.
Really?
Yeah, she was in her room. She's like, Dad, she's like, I saw something at the corner of my eye on my dresser, and it was this big white thing. I'm like, yeah, and she's like, and I looked and it wasn't there. And I went and I like shook her head. I'm like, that's why I don't sleep in your room, Kayla. That's why I'm in the other room, because this room is haunted and there's ghosts and demons living in here. No,
I'm sure she slept great that night.
She didn't. It was on Friday night. Sharon went to bed early, and I was talking the kids in.
I don't have CBS All Access, but I hear Thomas John Experience is great. Thomas is our boy.
Jonathan, download CBS All Access. You have an iPad. If you have an Apple TV, download it. It's an amazing show. My son and I binge watched it over the summer, and don't read the reviews. Oh, and it's also on Amazon, I believe, too. All the reviews like, oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. They were all actors. Man, I've had readings with Thomas John. That guy is legit.
Yep.
He is legit.
And like, not only that, like we've spoken to his assistants, and they're just like, Thomas walks out of the house without his shoes on. Like he can't do research. Like he's just like not that type of guy.
Yeah.
And you don't know how hard it is to actually do research on somebody and then make it sound authentic. And it just doesn't work that way.
Right. I had a reading with a lady. I booked this a while ago. A lady named Lauren Start, Startt, and she's going to come on the podcast. Unbelievable.
Plug her website. What's her website?
LaurenStartt.com. I actually don't know it, but I could look it up. But my God, this woman was beyond.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah, Jen booked a reading. Jen booked a reading with her.
I think our mom booked a reading too. Hold on one second. She was unbelievable. Holy cow. LaurenStartt.com. LaurenStartt.com. Holy cow. This woman came on 2 seconds in. She's like, your father's here. The second sentence, she goes, you're really open to this type of things. Your father's here. And then she went off. She knew about the book. She knew about the podcast. She knew about the movies. Could she have found me online? Sure.
But she would have to watch 24 hours worth of podcasts to piece it all together.
The stuff she was telling me, we don't even talk about on the podcast.
Right.
Okay. It was mind-blowing. Lauren Startt, I want to get her on the podcast. At first, she was like a little nervous. She's like, oh, I don't really do podcasts. And then she wrote me a couple days later. She's like, I'm in. So Tim Wegman just wrote, guys, Screech died. Super bummed. We spoke about that a few minutes ago, Tim. Big fan of Saved by the Bell. But listen, that's his journey. That's, I could tell you, if everything we believe in with this mediums and psychics, he went to a much cooler and better place than where he was here.
But yeah, it's certainly he served his purpose, and
his journey was done.
I hope he found the light, and he's experiencing everything that all those NDE people were talking about, and all the mediums connect with.
Question for everyone in Oakenbros land: was Dustin Diamond Mike Diamond's brother from the Beastie Boys? I've heard that for 30 plus years. And I always thought that Screech was Mike Diamond because they look very similar. If you type in Mike Diamond from the Beastie Boys and Dustin Diamond, they look like twins, and they both have the same last name. So I don't know if they were brothers or even cousins or not. Man, but the Beastie Boys. You still like the Beastie Boys, right?
I still do.
Yeah, love the Beastie Boys.
Gina Simone is a great medium as well. You should check out her book, Whispers of Love, Spirit's Messages from Heartbreak to Hope.
Gina Simone?
Nice.
Definitely.
Very, very nice.
Check out Lauren Starr. She was an amazing medium. She talked
we're gonna
really
have her on.
fast.
So this week, what do we have coming out this week?
Did everyone listen to that Justin Sledge interview?
Yeah, that did really, really well.
He beat whatchamacallit? He beat Shaman Oaks.
Yep.
You know, I thought Alan's video was going to be really, really big, but Justin Sledge, he's got a fan base, dude.
Yeah, like the comments are way different on Justin's show.
What have you been reading?
They're very academic, very educated, and
Right.
they're honestly way over my head. And they're talking about things that I'm just like, I give like the emoji, the thumbs up emoji. Like, I don't know what to fucking say.
Goff was the truth revelation. On
Yeah,
the 24th
no, and then they start, going off on this thing, and they're like, "Why didn't you ask about, the book of Shimi?" And I'm just like, 100% emoji. It's like I'm a Neanderthal, guys.
Well, that's the point of this podcast, Eric, is that
Yeah.
we're learning. We're learning on.
I don't care how much I'm gonna learn. I can't. I'm not.
Oh,
I can't.
bullshit.
I can't go to school for the.
No, but that's the point of YouTube is you don't have to go to school.
Yeah. No. Listen. I stick to my lane. And
why didn't you talk about the revelation of Book of Thoth, page 32, section 4?
Yeah. So we have Brad Lambert coming on, and I owe my TikTok success to Brad. Brad was introduced to us by another guy that we interviewed, this guy, Nick Sugars, who was a publicity agent at Warner Brothers. And Brad is, he lives in LA, and he is an influencer. And basically, like, if you want to try and make it in Hollywood or just in general, you need that check mark next to your name on social media.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Like, they won't let you into certain parties in LA without that check mark.
Right.
Which is just crazy to think about. So it was an interesting perspective on that. And then he basically just said, he's like, if you're not on TikTok, you're an idiot.
He said TikTok's number one. Eric's post about our blind uncle that he just did on TikTok just got 15,000 views. You posted it a couple hours ago?
Yeah, I posted it like 9 this morning.
Right.
And it's like, I posted it, then I had like 2 hours of meetings, and then I opened up my phone and I had like the 99 plus on the icon. I'm like, oh,
I did it.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find my voice on TikTok.
Yeah. Just tell stories. Yeah. I think just the more, I'm telling you, and I told you this before, use the camera that you have.
This camera up here.
Yeah, use that, and it just gives a warmer feel to it, and I think they respond better to it.
Okay. I like my ring light camera.
So then do whatever you want. So continue getting 182
Bro,
views on
when are you getting us on fucking Clubhouse? You're like the driving force behind our social media.
Let's do it.
Sign up. Let's go. Put us on Clubhouse.
We are signed up.
So fucking open the app.
We can't do it like that because then people are going to be talking to that and they're going to be talking to us, and it's just not going to work.
You're fucking cock tease, bro. You told me 2 weeks ago, you're like, Clubhouse will be the greatest thing ever. We're going to have 1 million followers on Clubhouse. We're starting out with fucking 0 followers. It's going to be amazing. Next thing I know, you're like, I can't even do Clubhouse.
I can't.
Wednesday night, we got to do Clubhouse.
I think it has to be like a separate night. It has to be like a separate thing. Just like my the thing is, these new apps where they don't allow the integrations in, it's too hard.
Bro, I play video games every other night that I'm not podcasting. I don't have time.
So Clubhouse, here's what we do. We'll become gamers on Clubhouse.
Bro, where's my Twitch account? Why don't you get me on Twitch yet? Why don't you get me on Twitch? You got me on the podcast. You got me on fucking Clubhouse. Why aren't I on fucking Twitch with you? Why don't you come?
I don't know. Stop bothering me.
I don't know. Stop bothering me. Why don't you come and fucking set up my gaming station for my kids?
Because of COVID.
You're my social media manager.
Because of COVID-19, bro.
Bro, so they're making Monsterland into a fucking movie. Oh, not yet, at least. They're turning it into a screenplay.
I thought I was going to be on Wednesday.
Yes, Ma. We were just Ma. You're our priority. We're sorry if we offended you. I'm sorry, mommy.
However, Mom, we should give Mom one of those invitations and get her on there, and she can do live readings.
Can you tell everyone what we told Mom, that she should have her own podcast the way we do and do live readings?
Yes.
I basically just said that. Can you tell everyone what we told Mom?
Yeah, well, she is creating TikToks, so follow her on TikTok. I think her name is Lady Phyllis 1. on TikTok. So
You mean the
follow her on
lady toast is
TikTok.
already taken?
I guess.
We'll put
The
one
lady.
there. That's like an AOL thing. It's like, you know,
Is mom coming to Bangkok?
100%. We're gonna find mom a lady boy.
Here's what we should
Swear to
do.
God, boy.
Here, Michael, here's what we should do. Let's make a room with the beard, Dana,
Done.
and the two of us. We should make an email thread about that.
Done. We'll do a time
And
on
we'll talk
Clubhouse.
about YouTube.
No video though. That's just
It's no
audio.
video, it's just voice. Yeah. So let's do that, and then we'll create a
A Clubhouse.
yeah, well, let's talk about
Talk about how we just
YouTube.
don't like two bald guys with no beards and versus like two bald guys with beards.
Yes. Yeah, we know, Bob. Every time. We know.
Yes.
One step at a time.
She has a mic.
She has the same exact setup that she has, but her computer, there's issues, Bob.
We have major issues at mom's house with the
There's
technology
issues.
setup.
Hold on, I got some things to catch up on here.
Go for it. Tommy's laughing at us.
The older I get, the more I don't realize about the universe.
Yes,
I
that's
feel
the
like
point.
yeah, I think that is the point. However, I do the more I learn, the better I feel.
Yes.
All at the same time.
Jonathan, you're gonna love our Eben Alexander interview about the near death.
I'm telling you, it blew my mind. My life there was life before that interview for me and life after that interview for me when I realized that thoughts aren't contained in your brain. And that's just mind melting to me. That is just the most unbelievable thing in the world, that your brain is there to control your body, control your language, but it's a conduit to connect to your soul, which is elsewhere. Your thoughts aren't contained there, and that's proof because of all the mediums that you go and see. The spirits remember things, and they know who you are, and they remember themselves. And not only that, they remember past lives. So if you're remembering past lives, that means that that thoughts aren't in your brain.
I still can't comprehend it.
Oh, it's amazing.
He said, Eben Alexander said, your brain is like a filter for the rest of the universe. That your brain is literally allows a trickle of information in versus when you're, going like when you're on the other side, there's no brain to stop you from learning.
Mm-hmm.
You have more.
Tony Bennett has Alzheimer's.
Oh my God. Why is 2021 like 2020 the sequel?
Reach is dead. Tony Bennett has Alzheimer's.
I saw Tony Bennett. You weren't there.
I saw Tony Bennett.
We saw Tony Bennett
in Vegas, I think at the Desert Inn, right?
No, Tony Bennett. We saw Don Rickles in Vegas at the Desert Inn. We saw Tony Bennett at Mohegan Sun. We drove up to Mohegan Sun to see Tony Bennett live. That was an amazing show.
You know who was amazing? Wayne
He was
Newton.
like 80 back then.
Yeah, Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton is unbelievable. That show was amazing.
Snowplow guys here.
Really?
Yeah.
It's snowing in I have a crack. It's like maybe like an inch, and there's snow flying in here. Gotta love Long Island. Gotta stay.
Interesting. I was looking at photos of my aunt and uncles and grandparents and do wonder how many will decide to reincarnate. I can imagine the Depression and World War II is enough to experience for most. Interesting thought. I don't know if
could take eons to reincarnate though.
From what I'm learning is that time doesn't exist there, and you're kind of just you're everywhere at once.
Right. I don't know how reincarnation works. I was getting my hair cut by a vegan once. True story. And his name was Anthony. You know who I'm talking about.
I was getting my hair cut by a guy who
but he was really spiritual, and he was connecting like a lot of dots for me. And he's like, it was right after Dad died, and he's like, I believe in reincarnation. I don't believe in afterlife. I believe in reincarnation. And he's like, you what do you call? You can come back as an ant for one day, and then you're done. And no one would ever know.
You all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.
So Gina is so good. I think she just voted for the best psychic of Long Island 2020-21. Here's what I wanted to talk about. Why are there so many psychics on Long Island?
It's in the water, bro. It's in the water. There's something in the water. I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Good. So yeah, why there's George Anderson, John Edwards, Long Island guy too, right?
Everyone, Teresa, Thomas,
Laura,
Laura Lynn.
I think What's his face is
New York City.
Thomas John is New York City,
Mhm.
right? And yeah, explain that to me, guys. I don't know. We got my daughters in the house. Hello, Hallie.
Up Hal's.
And Volvatron, there's Hallie and Volvatron's having an issue. Hallie said because this is my daughter. Sometimes she just likes to type things, and then Volvatron said she with a question mark, and then Hallie replied back, "Just shush."
Hallie just shushed Volvatron.
She is sassy. She's sassy, bro. Take it easy.
Volvatron, don't take any offense. She's a 10-year-old little girl who has more sass than.
Oh, maybe Hallie doesn't like your cursing, Michael.
Oh, it's possible. I'm sorry.
Is mom going to come to Bangkok? Mom, would you come to Bangkok with your boys?
I don't think I would go to Bangkok without my wife and mom. Just to prove I wouldn't be doing anything horrible during Soy Cowboy.
I was so glad to hear more sane adults are on TikTok. There's so much junk being uploaded just to get the most views. Yeah. Listen, we're on TikTok too. Honestly, I'm doing TikTok just so I can grow YouTube.
But it's also to educate people too. You're not being a dick on fucking TikTok.
No, I try not to be.
Sharon wants to go to Soy Cowboy.
Mom, if you open up your own YouTube channel, you have 1 subscriber.
2, because I would subscribe.
3.
Sharon wants to go to Soy Cowboy. We should do just a video on Hallie. Hallie, what are you doing?
What's up, Facebook user? Not sure who that is.
Hello.
Bob's worked with Tony. And my 3D logical brain cannot comprehend that we chose the people in our lives and most of our experiences before we were even born.
Yeah, it's the truth.
I went to George Anderson, and each time before my wife was even pregnant, the first time he came, actually when I was 16. When I was 16, I saw George Anderson, and he's like, "Do you have a daughter?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "She's waiting for you." I'm like, And I kind of just kept that under my hat. And then let me just finish. And then it was before Jen got pregnant with our son. He said, your son's waiting for you. And my cousin Matthew, his wife is pregnant, and my mom knew that it was a girl. So for what it's worth,
we thought it was a boy.
Yeah, I was like, it's a boy.
It's a boy, definitely. We saw the picture. I'm like, that's a boy.
No.
My mom's like, nope, it's a girl.
So yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I went to this like a hotel psychic. This guy, Jonathan, don't remember his last name. Jonathan Lewis. That's what it was.
Some of the best experiences are at those psychic fairs.
Unbelievable. And Lauren Stark, the one that did my reading, she does Long Island hotels. But I went to this guy, Jonathan Lewis, I think his name was. And I sat down, and Sharon and I were maybe married like a month. And he says, do you have a son? And I thought I was going to have a girl because I was always told that the first one was going to be a girl through other mediums and everything. They always said, do you have a daughter? Do you have a daughter? I said, no, I don't. So then I got to this guy, Jonathan Lewis. He's like, do you have a son? I said, no. He's like, first one's going to be a boy.
50% chance of being right.
Right. Sylvia Brown said the same thing. What's up, Sky?
How are you?
Thanks for tuning in, Sky. Appreciate you.
A lot of mediums on Long Island. It's a special place.
Is it the Water Mom?
I don't know. Maybe because it's like off the main. Yeah, maybe because it's like off the mainland or something. I was wondering that as well. Something on the tap of Long Island.
Yeah.
What's up, Hallie? Hold on. Let's see here. For real, I've wondered that too. My grandma and mom are from New York, and they have gifts too. That is, I'm telling you, Michael, you want to make a documentary?
Long Island mediums. Yeah.
And just try and interview. Actually, we're kind of doing that. We have to be a little bit more aggressive with getting more Long Islander mediums.
I want to get Teresa on.
Yeah.
I really want to get Teresa on.
Yeah, Carolyn has a great show on TikTok. I'm learning TikTok to teach others in my next book. I've never felt so old and awkward. No, Carolyn, just be your stuff is great on there. Just be yourself.
Yeah, that's all you can.
And you'll That's it. Just be yourself. There's so many people on there that are just as soon as you let go and you drop the trepidation, and you're just yourself. And I think I'm being myself on there, and I'm saying exactly what I want to say. And I think that's why I'm having a little bit of success. Nowhere near where I want to be. And just like Michael's having issues, like he's saying he's having trouble
Yeah,
finding his voice on there.
correct.
I'm telling you, Michael, talk like your silly little self. And you're
That's
gonna
not that hard.
and you're gonna get a following. Talk about
I was talking about the universe, and
no, 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 no.
wasn't really getting anywhere.
Try like pop culture. Try talking about movies. Try talking about Quentin Tarantino. Just how much you love. I watched last night. I watched Kill Bill 2. It's just an amazing movie.
You got to watch 1, then 2.
So, Mom, you got like 4 or 5 subscribers already.
Right off the bat, Ma.
Yeah, and our mother, who's on there, she's been talking about indie authors on TikTok, which she's being true to herself.
How many followers does Mom have on TikTok?
It's getting there.
I have 80. I'm stuck at 80. I can't grow it.
Later, Jonathan.
Jonathan, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Jonathan, love your questions about spirituality.
Yeah, it's very appreciated. I grew up on Rhode Island, and when I lived there down south, if I told people I was from Rhode Island, they would respond with, "Oh, what is Long Island like?"
No, 2 different places. I've been to Rhode Island before.
Does the gift run in your family?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to, in the worst way, be a medium. But I say this almost every show. I have issues with it. I don't know. I think my brain is just always on. Very hard for me to shut it off. So, Michael is a bit intuitive with his dreams.
My dreams are very vivid. My dreams are very real. I dream in 4D. And all of my dreams, when I dream something, it's about a future event, and it always comes true. It's weird. Sometimes they don't come true and the opposite happens, but like the majority of the time they all come true.
Volvatron, you can talk.
Don't let a 10-year-old little girl from Long Island
Don't let her bully you.
Don't let her bully you, bro. Your picture's scarier than Hallie is. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. But yeah, we're all caught up with the comments. Oh, we got someone here. Blog Live the Hive. Hive. Did I say that right? Aloha.
Aloha. Are you in Hawaii? Blog Live? The Hive I hope is a 311 context, because 311 is our favorite band.
Hive. It's really.
That's a cool way of spelling Hive,
I like
too.
it. What's your deal?
Sharon's laughing at Volvatron.
What's your deal? Blog Live the Hive.
Definitely from Hawaii, I would presume.
I gotta look that up.
I can't believe Screech is dead.
Is that why you're?
I think I was like, really, I definitely felt something from that. That upset me. That was, that's my generation, right?
Yeah, it sucks. Like every day, well, not every day, but just more often now. Like all of our, friends or just people that we know in our age bracket, like while their parents are getting sick, and it sucks.
That's life. That's life. That's what it is. 2 years, 3 years tomorrow. Dad's gone. Never would have thought.
Anything more with Alan coming on in the future? Yeah, we're definitely working on it, and we don't like bothering people too much, but we'll definitely get him on again. I'd love to do some type of live energy healing. I want to do where we have like Alan on and Spirit Science at the same time.
Yeah. Jordan River from Spirit Science was an amazing interview, and those guys would be like seals to water. I mean, they would get along. They would know exactly what they're talking about. But Alan, Eric, and I are on a first name basis. He introduced us to Peter Panagore, who we had on. He did a near death experience. Alan, as soon as we can get out to Vegas, I mean, he's one of our lunches out there. We want to sit and talk to him. But he said he would come on anytime. And again, we don't like to bother people too much. Maybe once or twice a year.
We don't want to,
we just had him on in January.
Wore out our welcome. So in probably 4 or 5 months, we'll try again.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's a question for you guys. Do you ever spend an entire night experiencing the same dream? I, unfortunately, the only time I ever remember my dream is if I'll wake up and then I have to go to the bathroom and then I'll go back to sleep and I have a dream and I only have maybe 2 hours left of sleep. I'll kind of remember my dream only if I wake up and say, okay, I have to remember this. And I'll have to text it to myself or write it down or something. I don't remember my dreams. It's so frustrating for me. I want to so badly,
Mhm.
but I know Michael remembers his dreams.
I remember my dreams vividly. I remember who's in them, the texture, the taste, the touch. But no, it's really interesting. I don't ever have repeating dreams. I'll have repeating dreams about flying, but it will be different airlines. It'll be different trips. It'll be with different people. But I will never have the same dream twice. So no.
Even if you get to take a leak, no, it's I don't remember. You know, like I'm just saying my experience with dreams. I don't know if I have the same dream over and over again. And I don't know if I go back to the same dream because I so hardly ever remember.
I always have multiple dreams throughout the night. No, it's never one continuous dream. It's multiple, you know.
I'm not sure. I think mom's having a conversation with somebody in there. Um, Good night, Dana.
Love you, D.
I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for tuning in, bro.
Oh, this is pretty cool. So I have my first Archangel experience this week. I have experienced. Have you experienced anything with Uriel?
Sky, tell us. Could you give a brief blog, like a blurb at the bottom of what the experience was like? Because I have come in face-to-face contact with an archangel, no doubt in my mind. It was the most profound experience of my life. It was standing right next to me. And I hate saying this, but I have to preface, I don't drink or do drugs. So I wasn't drunk and I wasn't stoned.
Once in a while, you have a beverage.
5 times a year, I'll have a little bit of a drink.
I'm into Is that astrology? Astrosophy? Is that
Astrosophy? Never heard it. Me. I don't know what that is.
And remembering, and like a lot of what you're doing, I've been to the U.S. and you're beautiful Americans. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But what is astrosophy? Sounds like a really cool thing. But I have these precognitive dreams that come true. And I'm saying it live on air. I saw with vivid detail that Tom Brady was going to win a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But that's what I dream about, right? That's what I dream. I dreamt that Donald Trump was going to be president when he won the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
He became president. I dreamt that Joe Biden and this blue wave was going to win the presidency, and it did. I dreamt 3 weeks ago, I have it written down, that Tom Brady was going to win a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Kind of don't have to be a psychic to know that.
No, man, they're the underdogs. Hi, Hallie. I love you.
So Volotron's clarifying, I'm not asking you if you remember the dream. I'm asking if you ever go back into the dream, the world that you're in. I don't. Michael, do you?
Again,
because he does all the time.
Really? So you probably have some intuition there, Volvatron. Eric, could you pull up the question again? I just want to read it appropriately. I'm asking if you ever go back into the dream, the world. Yes, every night. I don't sleep 7 hours straight. I get up to turn around, or I get up if I, want to have a drink or something. But I go right back into dreaming always, and it definitely, I go back into that world. A medium told me, Kim Russo told me, that I astral project, and I don't even know it, because I wake up and I'm just not refreshed, from like sleeping 7 hours. I wake up and I'm exhausted because I'm in my dream. I'm living these futuristic events. I knew I was having a boy. I knew I was having a girl. I saw it. I knew Eric was having a girl. I knew he was having a boy. I saw it. Right now I'm dreaming of this screenplay that's being written.
I think we're at like a foot.
I think it's over a foot by me.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So what does this mean? Recurring dreams are because you don't catch the drift.
That's possible. If you don't catch them,
that means.
What she's saying is, if you don't learn the lesson in the first dream, you get it's the same repeating like type dream in the second one. But again, I don't have reoccurring dreams. I will have dreams of me flying on airplanes, but it's never the same dream.
Astrosophia.
Maybe that's her name. Maybe that's her name on YouTube or something, or.
Astrosophia. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's another language.
Interesting.
Oh, here we go. The wisdom of astronomy and astrology.
Wow.
There's so much out there.
I love this shit. So I don't know your name, but Blog Live, I'm a Gemini. What does that mean? Does that mean anything?
Means you're two-faced.
Two-faced.
Yeah.
That's right, Mr. Tony.
What's up, Colonel? Hey guys, greetings from Lockdown UK. You guys ever have an outer body experience when totally focused and relaxing? I can get out there.
So I
It's
want to.
amazing.
I'll do this. I'll do this. There have been, I would say, 2 handfuls of times in my life where I was laying down in bed or on a couch or whatever, and my eyes were closed, but I saw everything in the room. Everything. That's happened to me a lot. Not a lot, but it's happened.
I've never had that happen to me before.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I want to, but I've never had that happen to me before.
Yeah, no, it has. It has. And
Yeah.
apparently I do astral project without even knowing it.
Mom's
Mom
had it. Of course
yeah.
she has.
Mom's had astral out of body.
I'm working with a lady who is also in the Shaman Oaks group. We are working on my chakra blocks. She is trying to open the channel between me and my guides. I was in meditation and I saw Uriel.
That's when I saw Raziel. I was in meditation. I'm just closing my window because it's literally snowing on me. Closing it just a little bit. I was in meditation down by my pool. Wasn't thinking of archangels. Didn't actually even believe in archangels. And this thing landed right down next to me. It stomped right next to me. It looked down at me. It was brown curly hair. It was big brown eyes. It had like this tunic, like this vest on. It had like really tight hair on its chest and these big gray wings.
I will say,
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, continue.
I looked down. He looked down at me. I looked down at him. He like smirked. It was like that, and he was gone. And that took place in 1 second. And the next day, I had a reading with George Anderson, and George Anderson said, "You got to start looking at archangels." And I want to show everyone a picture of who this person was because I started researching who it was, and this was exactly what landed right next to me. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, one of the first times when I was I started talking to angels, and they say, let me finish it there.
That's Raziel. That's the thing that landed right next to me when I was meditating. On my life and everything I own, this thing landed right next to me, and he looked down at me.
So when the first times I started to pray to the angels, you're supposed to imagine lightning striking you in the chest. You're supposed to be facing east, and you imagine the lightning striking your chest. And I started. It was an amazing sensation because I was tingling from the top of my spine to the bottom of my spine, and I never experienced it like that before. Like something opened up for me, and I didn't feel alone in the room, and it felt really nice, and I felt like I was for one of the only times in my life that I was truly open to receiving. Really was an amazing experience, and that was from the 72 Angels of Magic.
And we're only doing this because our Father said from the hereafter, wherever he is, you got to start looking into the archangels. And we now go to these mediums and they say you have archangels all around you. It's the craziest thing. Rose says she got that too. Hey, Luca.
Nice to meet you, Luca.
Nice to meet you, Luca. Thanks for tuning in. Latin. Great.
He was pulling darkness out of me and transmuting it into the light.
I believe it 100%. Uriel, I was told by Thomas John through a medium that I should start working with Uriel.
This was all my imagination, but seemed very real. Yeah, I don't know if there's such thing as imagination when it comes to stuff like that.
I read this great book called Do the Work. It was by Steve Pressman. And it's when I was really deep into writing one of my books. I think it was when I was writing Witches Protection Program. And he said, this was the most spiritual thing I've ever heard when it came to like, when it kind of like married with writing. He said, every book has already been written. He said, every book, every word of every book has already been written. It's your job to go and meditate on those words and put them down on paper. When you're thinking, like, think about what Eben Alexander said, that it's all conneced, right? Your brain's not creating Wyatt killed the vampire, right? In Monsterland or whatever. Right. You're saying, well, why'd
you just tell the ending?
That's not even a spoiler alert. Okay. But the idea that your mind is connected to the universal consciousness, to Christ consciousness,
right?
That you like the words coming into you are not yours.
It all adds up to me.
Yes.
And I keep going back to thoughts, and I still cannot get over the fact that they are not stored in your brain. It freaks me out. Because when you think about a thought, where do they come from?
Right.
Everything in the body is physical. Your voice, your hearing, your eyes, when you go to the bathroom, when you eat, everything is physical besides your thought. Where does your thought come from?
That's like what Eben Alexander said. He's like, your brain doesn't create the consciousness. You're getting the consciousness from the other side, from the universal consciousness. That's what, it's crazy.
Yes.
Rose
And
said she had an angel experience. She said after her first angel experience, her pain in her knee vanished. I had a doctor appointment, and the doctor told me maybe my body healed itself.
nurses see a lot of things. Right. That was in Surviving Death, where
Yeah.
they say
Hospice
nurses,
nurse, hospice nurse. Yeah.
hospice nurses, and just nurses in general, like they know when somebody is going to die because they all do the same thing. They start seeing their loved ones. They it's like a series of events. Isn't that strange? That pretty much when you're in the when it's not a sudden death, dying is a very slow and deliberate and calculated process where the same things happen to different people.
Yeah. It's bananas.
Hold on, Voltron. I'm afraid incapable of sleeping on my back because of weird experiences.
Interesting.
Hmm. What is your ascendant and moon? Gemini is planet Mercury.
Yeah, you see, astrology is just something that I haven't even like. That's a whole other rabbit hole that you and I, Eric, have to get into.
You have to
What
educate
is
yourself
your
on it.
ascendant and moon? I honestly wouldn't even know where to begin looking. My birthday is May 26th, if that means anything.
You guys like the episodes of Ancient Mysteries. I love Robert Otto's work. Too much of his intuitive gifts end up on the cutting room floor. You may like his YouTube channel. Check it out.
Yeah. The mainstream stuff I'm not really into, to be honest. The mainstream like History Channel, like they keep out so much because they don't want to offend people and they don't want to come off too national inquiry. So they give you kind of like a surface level thing of what it really is. I like YouTube. To me, it's uncensored there.
So, do you think that what's going on with Wall Street and what's going on with intuition and what's going on with all these things, do you think it's just all connected? Do you think, hold on, as we have we have the afterlife or wherever it is that we come from that birthed us, that birthed humanity and this thing, is the internet, are we the one that we're the ones that created the internet? So and it's birthing all of these life-changing monumental shifts in society. Is the Are we like the internet as opposed to the great consciousness, or are we is the internet, do you understand the correlation that I'm trying to make?
I think that I do and I don't. What I believe, I think that the stock market, the mainstream media, Reddit, I think all that to me is not spiritual. That's my
Right.
opinion. I think it's not spiritual. I think it's very materialistic. I think it's people worrying about the here and now. I'm sure there's a few forums on Reddit where they're very spiritual
It's
and
so hard not to worry about the here and now, though. It's
a
so
lot.
hard not to worry about, like, how much money is in the bank, and
Right, but that's materialism. That means absolutely nothing,
I know, but
right?
it's so hard
My,
not to worry
my
about it.
kind of an answer to your question. No, I think that the stock market is not spiritual at all. I think it's very materialistic. I
I'm
think
just saying as the internet in the whole, because I think the internet is bigger than any one of the greatest inventions that we've ever made,
right.
because of its ability
To connect,
to
connect everything.
connect everybody and everything on planet Earth.
Right.
Are we the internet to the great consciousness of
Yeah,
creation wise?
yes, yeah, I
Because
do
like
believe
now, like we're living on the internet, right? Like you
right,
and I are communicating on the internet.
right. From what Eben Alexander said and what Peter Panagore and the stuff that we've heard from Dad,
They don't
I
give a shit about anything.
I think that it's not what you think it is. When Dad came through one of those readings with George Anderson, he's like, everyone thinks they have it all figured out, and they have no clue. They really don't.
Right.
And we really don't have it figured out. I think the internet just honestly keeps you busy while you're here, and the
Right.
idea that it does connect us, that like the internet, I see what you're saying is the universal consciousness, and we're plugging into the universal consciousness.
Mhm.
I think that's like um a microcosm of what the macrocosm really is. That it's I think that's more movie related. I think that we're if you wanna like kind of put a definition on what the universal consciousness is, I think it's more along the lines of that our life is a movie, and
Mhm.
we're watching a movie from over there, and we're acting it out. Our soul is acting out this movie that we're in here. And
I think there still is free will, though.
see, I don't
I
believe in
think you
free will.
have destiny, and I think you probably ultimately end up in the
So if you
same place,
so if you have destiny, there's no such thing as free will.
but
That
it's like any decision that you're gonna make is the right one.
if you decided to come back to this world and say, when I'm ready to die, I'm going to be 90 years old, and I'm just going to go to sleep after playing 18 holes of golf and never wake up. And I said the same thing, then that's not free will. Free will is saying, yeah, but you know what? Someone could, get sick when they're 80.
I mean, accidents happen,
I don't
but
think
is
so.
that accident
I don't think
predetermined?
so. This is just my belief. I think we're all living out a screenplay.
You're wrong.
Sure. I think
Um,
we're all living out a screenplay. And I think
it
the
very well could
screenplay
be. I don't know.
this is a big production, a
Mhm.
big universal production. I think that we're all living out a screenplay. You just don't know how the script is going to end. You don't know what the next page is going to bring. That's why movies are so universal.
Let me
That's why
catch up.
stories are
Let
so
me ca let
universal.
me catch up on
Sure.
some comments here. I was trying to release trauma and give it to him, and he shook his head no at me, like, "No, not at all." Then I blasted with trauma of guilt and shame that I hadn't realized I needed to release. Yeah, I mean, that is, we gotta come and, release the demons, so to speak, right?
100%.
At some point. He took it all and collapsed it down into a ball of light and handed it back to me, and then I could see all my actions were from a loving place, nothing to feel guilt for anymore. It's
Sky,
amazing.
you should look at Spirit Science's channel. He talks about this in his ayahuasca trip. And I think you came through us through Alan on Shaman Oaks, his ayahuasca trips. It sounds exactly like what you're talking about. But Spirit Science talks about his ayahuasca trips. Jordan River, guy's incredible, fascinating kid. Rose says, I feel like I feel like it's like booking a trip and planning it out, but not always everything happens the way we planned.
Hmm.
But you have to support from the angels and so on. That's interesting.
Here's this. Archangels are the consciousness of the astral bodies. Astras mean stars.
Sure, I believe that 100%.
Archangels are the consciousness of the astral bodies and astral. So we are all stardust.
Right, but yeah, I think we all kind of knew that.
Vice President Al Gore invented the internet.
Bob,
Bring it back down.
bring it back down to that materialistic level, Bob.
If you think the universe is an emerging consciousness and it requires us life to connect itself and grow, yeah, perhaps the internet is. Like there's no going back.
With no internet, right? It's evolving itself. I watched Star Wars this weekend with the kids, and Yoda says that this force is created by us, and it grows and evolves because of us.
Sorry, there's much more to it and really mind blowing. Hard to speak eloquently about it
I
here.
get it, Sky.
I hear you. It's very hard to elaborate on.
It's hard to put it in words. And when we talk to people who've experienced the other side, when we've spoken to people who've had near death experiences, they all say that like you can't put it into words. You can't. Our
Yeah,
our
because
monkey
yeah,
brains can't.
because like we're so used to everything being physical and nothing exists over there. Nothing. There's only we can only the guys who have had NDEs and the people who connect only speak in metaphors because there's actually no real way to communicate with what is actually going on over there.
Rose said the 72 Angels book of magic changed her life. Thank you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that came right from our father from the afterlife. He told me to buy 72 Angels of Magic, and it was it changed everything. Working with archangels changed everything.
Developing holographic intuition. Interesting. There's so much
Oh my
development,
god.
Carolyn.
It's a
You need a day, hour, and place of birth and Google free chart calculator, or we can have a talk sometime. I did start some simple short video lessons here on YouTube. Very
That's
interesting.
great. Thank you so much.
You're a Gemini, same birthday as my mom. Gotta watch out for them Geminis.
We're cool people. We know what's up. The Geminis know what's up.
The internet is the start of the age of Aquarius. I do feel like this year, and that's why I'm trying to equate it back to what's going on with Wall Street Bets, how there's so many shifts happening that would the pandemic has been as crazy as it was without the internet, without information traveling so quickly.
Right.
Would
Wall
you be
Street
able to,
Bets is a revolution, Eric. The way there was a
but it would
the
have
way
never
that
happened
no,
3
no,
years
I
ago.
agree, but this is leveling up our consciousness. This Wall Street Bets thing that's, you know, that they're showing that it's materialism, that, you know,
Right.
that people can change the stock market.
I think the internet is making everything very transparent as far as politics and even how much it's all rigged. Yeah, I mean, certainly the stock market is it was a club that we weren't invited to.
Correct.
And, whatever it is to get in there, whatever dues that you have to pay to get involved or whatever souls you have to sell. Now, I mean, they created, some website created an index of all the, stocks that Wall Street Bets made. So you can actually go in and buy every single one of the bets that they made. Like, this is an unbelievable movement, and,
We're in the middle of a kind of a crisis. I think this is going to play out into something so much bigger than what's going on right now.
your choices determine your future. You have probabilities and a life path. That's what I believe, Janice.
Yeah,
I
Janice,
don't
there was
believe
a
that it's I
report.
don't believe that it's mapped out and every single second of your life is mapped out, because sometimes when you're driving in the car, you just decide to make a left instead of a right.
It's the universe, bro. It's screen played out. Movies can't play out by themselves.
I don't know,
Everything
but
is
this isn't necessarily a movie.
That's just my belief, bro. I could be 100% wrong, but I
Yeah.
do believe that our lives are scripted out. And but like that movie, Sliding Doors, if Gwyneth Paltrow made it onto the train, she lived. If she didn't make it onto the train, she didn't live.
We have free will, but it's easily manipulated propaganda, advertising, and that's why young children have no filters, but once they enter the real world, it gets corrupted.
That's fascinating.
I've seen that firsthand.
We may have the smartest audience on YouTube. I swear to God.
I
That's
mean,
not a
I'm learning so much from you guys, so keep it coming. This
that's
is
not a
amazing.
that's not a facetious comment. I mean, that is just absolute brilliant.
I've seen it firsthand with my daughter, where she was much more intuitive when she was younger, and the more video games she plays, and the more time she spends on TikTok, and the more time she says, "No, I just want to hang out with my friends," the less intuitive she is. So I'm sure she'll find it again someday. I've seen the other side of DMT, the good and the terrifying. That's what started my awakening process.
I'm looking forward to
I'm nervous about any type of drug, and then when you hear a neurosurgeon say, DMT is great for you. It's like, oh, really? Like the reason why DMT and other and ayahuasca is so unbelievable is because it's been tested to say that your brain actually shuts off, and when your brain shuts off, that's why you feel so connected to otherworldly things.
Sky, I mentioned this in the past, and I apologize if I sound redundant, but repetitive. I don't. Eric and I don't like taking Advil. Like we don't. I get scared of drugs. I don't like eating like non-processed foods, even though I do. So like DMT. The joke is I would probably have an allergic reaction to the DMT and end up in the hospital. Like I could never do it. I live vicariously through people that do it.
The force is also known as prana,
Vril or
vril, and
chi.
chi. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I believe in all that. You know.
Sky, I've never done drugs in real life. I'd be terrified of DMT.
Tammy, you and I will pop 2 Advil and like we're good. Like I can't do DMT. I'd be too terrified to do it.
Let me see. Gemini are in love with knowing info is everything for them.
100%.
Michael has a never-ending thirst for knowledge.
And it's anything. It's writing movies. It's learning about gambling. It's diet. It's health. It's anxiety. It's learning as much as I can. That's what I've been put here for, to grow my soul, to grow my spirit, is to learn. And I read everything. I watch every YouTube. There's no YouTube video I think would be beneath me. I want to learn everything there is. Like, I haven't even touched on astrology yet, but it's something I 100% am interested in. I would love to learn about it.
The book you recommended, Conversations with Angels, is very interesting.
Great book. Really great book. 72 Angels of Magic. Allie just did an elbow cough. Allie, you're crazy.
Oh, DMT completely ended my meth addiction. It changed my entire relationship with existence.
Wow.
That's
amazing, Sky. Congratulations. What? I mean, I want to ask her a million questions.
Plant DMT is not okay. Is okay, not the chemical one.
Someone smoked weed once in my high school, and it was laced with rat poison, and they went to the hospital. I'm good. I saw it firsthand.
It's scary to think DMT is a solution. What if your brain does not come back or shut back on? Yeah, I don't think that's what I think about too. When you say, your brain shuts off, is there any guarantees that you'll ever come back?
Yeah. Yeah. Ours wouldn't, as Oakins. Howie.
For those of us on a self-destructive side of life, sometimes it takes something drastic.
Absolutely. Congratulations that you overcame that addiction, Sky.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's incredible.
Hallucinogenics aren't for everyone. I did it in the 70s. It was just not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like my natural shit. I like meeting archangels naturally, meditating and
the hard way. I mean, who knows if it's the easy way or the hard way. Certainly DMT and ayahuasca seems like a blunt force to it's like pushing you over a cliff.
Right.
As opposed to it's like scaling down.
But I think people like Sky needed that, right?
Right.
She was addicted to meth. I believe it's a she. I apologize if it's if you're a man. But definitely people do need it. And I've heard nothing. I've never heard a really bad experience with it, to be honest. Everyone who's done it, like Dr. Justin Sledge did it, and he's like, it was amazing.
Right. I can't believe he would do that.
Like a rabbi.
Yeah.
Your doppelganger rabbi.
Yeah.
I love how the conversation just steer towards here.
It was the most difficult thing I've ever accomplished.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Yeah. Congrats. It's amazing.
Amazing, Sky. And really thank you for revealing that on Oaken Bros. That's huge. Really appreciate that you're so open to talk about it.
I'm buying a new home on a one-way cul-de-sac.
I don't know if that's a joke or if that's real, because I can never. That's what I love about Bob. This is sarcasm. Bob, if that's the truth, that's amazing. If that's not the truth and it's something to do with Screech dying, I'm really sorry to hear that.
I've had termites, but I've learned so much for each of them. 100%. Yeah. What's up, Sin? So we interviewed Sin the other day. Had a great conversation with her, and we're gonna email you back. We're gonna get some times. And
it was a busy day today, Sin.
Mondays are busy.
Mondays are always busy. Playing catch up on the weekends. But yes, everyone go right now to Sin's Corner and watch her reaction videos
to Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, one of the greatest movies ever made.
But
we were actually going to wrap it up, Sin. I'm sorry. Sin, you could start all over. Just take that little thing and just zoom it right back to the beginning. But we are in the middle of a blizzard right here in New York. Blizzard? Nor'easter? Is nor'easter a euphemism?
Oh, it's snowing outside.
Hold on one second. George Carlin, that was my favorite thing. He's like, euphemisms. People don't get shell shock anymore, right? They get post-traumatic stress disorder.
Meditation, not medicine. I think that there are certain things, I'm coming to a point now in my life where I will most likely need some type of modern medicine, whether it's for my thyroid or whether it is something else. Because I think that there are certain things that modern medicine are just great for, that there is treatment for disease out there, that you can't necessarily eat your way out of a condition that you have, and you can't necessarily eat your way out of or exercise your way out of genetics.
Carnivores and vegans disagree with you.
I disagree. I think that modern medicine, I don't think Vegan Gains is against Lipitor. I don't think he's against having Synthroid.
Yeah.
But I think there's just only so much that you can do in your life where if you choose not to go on those things, fine. But I think that you can't eat your way out of certain things where you just, if you're gonna eat your fruits and vegetables and meats, there's just only so much that you're gonna do that it's only gonna take you so far.
Well, I've spoken to a few naturopath doctors, and Eric and I do see a couple of them, and they said the environment you're living in today is not the caveman environment we were living in 100,000 years ago, right?
Mhm.
Like the potatoes, the rice, the fucking meat, it's all been laced. It's all been toxically
But
altered.
yeah, that's the point that no matter even the greatest free range meat in the world or the
No
vegetables.
GMOs in it. Give me
Yeah,
a break.
the vegetables that were grown in the most perfect soil on earth. I mean, the ground is so contaminated for so many years.
People
You're
think, "Oh, you're gonna eat a meat." I'm sorry, Eric. They're gonna eat meat and, grass fed. Yeah, because the grass didn't have GMOs in it.
just
Give
because it
me a
says it on
break.
the label doesn't make it true.
Everyone should go watch, Super Size Me 2. Big Morgan Spurlock fan. I think his movies are brilliant. And he did a thing on he opened a chicken restaurant, and the verbiage and the definitions of the chicken, it's, uh, free range chicken, right? You think free range, I'm eating healthy. It's 2 feet out past the pad.
Right.
You put a fence 2 to 3 feet out so they're on actual soil. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. They're saying the free range, the grass fed.
Our pleasure,
Sky, we're
Sky. No, you don't know how appreciative we are that you come to our shows. It's amazing.
Sky, we're gonna blow up. I'm telling you, we're gonna be getting bigger, and we will not forget the people that started with us. And we've been doing this for 2 years now, Eric and I.
Yep.
Albeit poorly in the beginning, the first 14 months. It
Yeah.
wasn't until really the pandemic started that Eric and I really started honing in on interviewing people and
And
but
getting our voice, getting comfortable. Check my playlist, a must, and be prepared to be amazed. And remember to keep your mind opened. 100%. We will certainly check it
thank you.
out.
Thank you.
Modern medicine definitely has its place for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eric and I were on keto. We lost the weight.
Here's interesting. I believe your body can repair itself
100%.
completely through fasting. I think that it can help, but I don't think it can help with everything. I don't think you can diet and fast your way out of certain conditions that sometimes you will just need modern medicine to help you, whether it's because of your genetics, your environment. There are certain things that you just can't escape.
Sky, we did it. We did the fasting. We did OMAD. We did 48 hours. We did
I
72.
ate nothing but meat for 4 years.
Right. We did it, and his thyroid was still fucked up. It didn't
Yep.
matter.
I delayed it. I made it better, but I know that at some point, probably within the next month or two, I'll probably be in Synthroid, and I think it's just, I'm 38 and just, I'm not 28 anymore.
The carnivore helped. He did
Yeah.
great with it, but we went to the naturopath.
Yeah, blood pressure meds are certainly, um, all because of shitty diet, right?
I
I would
think
assume.
supplements, though, for myself have been the biggest contributing
Yeah,
factor.
I think yeah.
Getting on high doses of vitamin D. And we're not doctors. We're not telling you what to take. This is what we were prescribed by a naturopath. But I take B, C, D, and K. I take fish oil, colostrum, and I definitely notice a difference. And I was on the carnivore diet, and I didn't have the energy levels I have now since I started supplementing. Really and truly, I
Yep.
think supplements don't hurt people because you're not getting a full, nutritional picture just by eating ribeyes. We did it. We know.
There is natural treatment for everything, and combined with technology works wonders. I
100%.
like the thinking of, like old Asian medicine, Chinese medicine, where they're like, if you have a bad heart, eat heart. If your kidneys are bad, eat kidneys. If you're having blood issues, drink blood.
It's called Ayurvedic medicine, I'm not pronouncing it right, but it's Ayurvedic medicine or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good in theory. Obviously, very hard to do today's day and age. But it makes sense to me, knowing what we know in the universe, knowing how everything is all connected.
To me, I've been thinking a lot
I
about this.
saw the funniest joke, but go ahead.
I want to hear about your joke. To me, I think it all boils down to allergies. That's what I think everything boils down to, and that's a frontier that we haven't even touched upon. Everyone goes, just eat meat, you're going to be fine, or the vegans go, just eat vegetables, you're going to be fine. Everything boils down to allergies and what your body can tolerate. And if
Mhm.
you can tolerate copious amounts of meat and your body's not going to get a reaction to it, then that's fine. But you didn't test for it. I'm telling you, to me, allergies are everything. I think people are allergic and they don't even realize they're allergic. We had our children, Sharon and my kids. My son was sick almost every day of his youth, every day for the first 10 years of his life, until we found out that the dairy he was eating was making him sick because he was allergic. And we cut out the dairy, and I'm knocking on wood, which is my head. Hasn't been sick since.
Right.
My daughter, not allergic to dairy, but you know what? She has the worst environmental allergies I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Birch, pollen, wood, all that shit, grass. She has horrible environmental allergies. So I think people have to get in touch with what their body can tolerate and what they can't.
What I find funny is, they say milk, not horse milk, not goat milk, not bear milk, not
Bears don't.
any of no, all
Oh,
women,
okay.
all female mammals create milk.
Okay.
Every single
I don't think I've ever heard
only cow milk. It's when you think about it that way.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Not camel milk, not only cow's milk is healthy, creates healthy bones. No other milk on the planet, when
That's
virtually no badger milk, no raccoon milk, no rabbit milk, no, only cow milk.
And
that makes you realize what bullshit it is, that cow's milk is all a product of marketing.
Right. It's really funny. We're the only species on planet Earth that still drinks milk after we're weaned off of it.
Yes.
No other animal, no other mammal on planet Earth keeps sucking off the teat of their mother when they're in their teen years.
Yes.
But the government is telling us, drink your milk. It's going to
only cow's milk. It's freaking baloney.
I never saw that. Is that the joke you were talking about?
Yes.
That's right. You got to say something about that on TikTok. You got to make a TikTok about that.
I will. I'll take this clip.
I might have interrupted you there. I don't know if you want to.
I don't. You do that.
What?
No. It's the funniest thing to me. Nope, not horse milk. Only cow's milk. They're the same animal. It's 4 legs. Right? They both are. They're both the only grass.
Sharon just said, and whoever discovered drinking cow's milk must have been into a bunch of other weird things. Sharon, I agree with you. I got to tell you, allergies
and inflammation.
That's it, Sky.
But the question is, can you escape in today's day and age? No. Can you escape the allergens in the inflammation? That's why you need modern medicine to counteract it.
You need supplements to counteract it. That's exactly right.
Even prescription stuff. It's not all. Even if it's not. Yes, you can get over the counter stuff, but you need help today. You can't run away.
Our Earth is so toxic. We are living in such a toxic environment. You need supplements to help you live your life. And I read this book and it said, stop drinking your milk. The guy was a genius. He said, stop drinking milk. And I'm reading going, yeah, you know what? That's right. Like mothers, stop feeding mammals don't feed their kids, feed their babies milk after they're done weaning. Only humans do. And that's why all this disease and shit. Guy died of prostate cancer at 60 years old because he told everyone to drink soy milk.
Listen, that's just one example. You can't make overarching generalizations just because one guy died. You know what? I don't care what backlash I get from this. Soy is the thing that's causing 90% of the disease. I just saw a dude on TikTok where he's like, for 16 years I have soy, and he looked like a Greek god.
Really?
Yes. So I just think if you listen, ultimately when it comes down to is, my grandfather told me this: if you got years, you got years, and either you're going to live long or you're not.
Right.
But we all know that maybe even living long isn't all it's cracked up to be.
All about quality, not quantity, Eric.
Yep.
Jay Gregory told me that.
Yeah. Let's see here. I've been hearing a lot about dieting based off your blood type recently.
Yep. I'm type O.
Tammy, if this diet doesn't work, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm on day 1 of the bulletproof diet.
Just be careful that coffee, Sky. It's just
if you think about coffee is really weird. You're eating like plant juice runoff. And that's like the same thing with like tea. Like go get leaves from your yard and go strain it with water, and that's what tea is. It's like a little weird, and that's what like coffee beans are. Go take beans and drink the juice of the beans. It's like,
and then add butter to it.
Only cow milk butter.
That's
It's the funniest thing in the world.
as fuck, dude. You're funny as fuck.
There's been a lot of speculation about all the vaccines kids take nowadays being linked to awful modern day allergies. I have no idea, but it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder, but I don't. Schools require it. Now with COVID, I mean, I just want life to go back to semi-normal.
Yeah.
I'm a vegetarian, but I'm going to look into it. Yeah, listen, I was a carnivore for 4 years. I ate nothing but meat, and I thought that I was never going to change, and I changed. And now I'm just more on, fruits and tubers. Not fruits, meat and, potatoes and stuff like that, and I feel fine. And in a year, who knows what I'll be eating? I don't know, but all I know is that I'm not going to be dogmatic about my approach pretty much to anything in life. You have to be flexible and you have to change.
I agree.
Inflammation is caused by too many carbs, yes. Hands down. But just because you're cutting out carbs doesn't mean that you become bulletproof.
And Sin, I want to mention it's what you're allergic to. If you have a gluten sensitivity, yes, it's going to cause major issues. But if you don't have a gluten sensitivity, it doesn't cause inflammation. That's what I've learned. Because I was on keto and I lost the weight on keto. And then I went carnivore and that was a whole other thing.
What's up, fellow 39er? Us New Yorkers like keeping it real.
Yeah. That's what we got to do.
Vitamin D is the sun vitamin.
I take 10,000 milligrams, and I'm not a doctor. I take 10,000 milligrams of vitamin D every day with 10 milligram mcgs of vitamin K2. Vitamin D was one of the most changing supplements I've ever had in my life.
Coffee is life. That's one thing I'll probably never give up. I gave up coffee 11 years ago.
Yep.
11 years ago when Jen became pregnant. She gave it up. I'm like, you know what? I'll stop drinking coffee too. And I never really looked back. I like not being addicted to it. However, I mean, talking about no milk, no coffee, I would love to have like some Starbucks with heavy cream. That sounds amazing.
Every time I drank coffee, I pissed 500 times. Like it would go right through me. Not only that, it would take all the water. And I know it's a diuretic, but like I literally could not hold in my pee when I would drink a cup of coffee. I don't know. I'm going to get tested for that with my allergist. I'm going to see if I'm going to get endpoint testing with coffee because I would love a cup of black coffee. No dairy because I tested high for dairy and I can't cut out dairy and it feels great. Dairy is inflammatory.
There's nothing better than a cheeseburger
on a bun.
Especially when like the cheese is crispy and the meat is crispy. I know, that's what I'm saying.
In-N-Out burger, West Coast. You're fully loaded with all the shit on it.
You know what's pretty cool? When you think of hamburger and the first burger that comes to your head, that's your favorite hamburger.
That's why I said In-N-Out.
Yeah, no. Well, my favorite hamburger was BurgerFi. That's the first.
So really?
It's the first burger that comes to my head. All right, everybody. Cheeseburger. What's the first place that comes to mind?
Tabby's not going to answer that because she's a vegetarian.
Maybe.
Well, maybe she's had cheeseburgers in the past, but this is the longest Monday stream we've ever done.
We're on fire. I love it.
You have a lot of guests. I'm dead on my end.
Yeah, no, we're doing good on YouTube. Yeah, I'm assuming she's saying In-N-Out burgers.
Real. Out and Out is a real burger.
On and Out. Everyone's hungover today.
In-N-Out. That was the best burger.
What food allergy test did you do? So we do endpoint allergy testing. Let me explain what endpoint allergy testing is. Endpoint allergy testing is where they inject a needle in your arm, kind of right underneath the skin, like the first layer of the skin.
Shot.
Yeah, and they inject it in you, and they'll do a 10 out of 10 for egg. If you show up allergic, then they go to 9 out of 10. Then they go to an 8 out of 10.
They measure the hive.
They measure it, and then they see how long it lasts for, how fast it grows, and then they go all the way down to the level where you can tolerate it. So let's say you're at a 5 out of 10 for egg. Then they take that amount, and then they put it into a nose spray along with the other foods or allergens that you've tested for, like grass and stuff like that, birch or whatever. And then they put it into a nose spray, and then they treat you for it. So, I mean, my daughter, we've tested for dozens and dozens of foods, and she's allergic to most. She's not allergic to salmon, mushrooms, and avocado. So go figure. And she won't eat it, of course. But she showed up, and I don't want to say allergic, but intolerant to other types of food. So,
I've been tested at this doctor. Apparently, from what I heard, it's called endpoint allergy testing, and they only do it in Woodbury, New York, Woodbury, Long Island, and in Dallas, Texas. There's only 2 places in America they do it, and they do it literally right near our house. And I've done peanut, I've done dairy, soy, I've done all the environmental stuff. I was positive for everything. I was levels 3s and 4s. I actually have a list of all the stuff, and I could read the list eventually to you guys. I was 0 for chocolate, 0 where I didn't have any reaction.
Thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord for that. I was a 1 for wheat. So I tested, I'm not allergic to wheat. And I'm levels 3, which is tolerant, level 3 to all the proteins. So I'm a level 3 for beef, chicken, pork, veal, chicken, pork, veal, and not veal, turkey. And you want to know what I tested the highest for? You guys will never believe it. And I've eaten it my whole life, not in the last few years when I went carnivore. I tested off the charts for broccoli. Off the charts, where my body just would not stop reacting to broccoli. For every shot that she gave me, it was broccoli at a 10, broccoli at a 9, broccoli at an 8. I'm a level 6 for broccoli, which is avoid completely. So when people go, just go vegetarian, you're going to be fine. Apparently not, because I can't tolerate broccoli. And here you think, well, you eat broccoli, there's so many more benefits. But if you're allergic to it, what damage is it doing to your body? What inflammation is that broccoli doing to your
Because
body?
it's not necessarily an allergy. It's whether you have some underlying inflammation, and if you're going to eat that broccoli, and you may not have a terrible reaction, but that's where acid reflux comes from. That's where irritable IBS,
That's
all
why,
of those. Yeah.
right. That's why the diets that everyone goes, just go carnivore, you'll be fine. Just go bulletproof coffee.
No, you have to figure out what you can tolerate.
That's exactly right. And you don't know what you can tolerate until you do an endpoint allergy testing. Maybe I'm a 1 for coffee. Well, that means I could have coffee. I don't think I am, because I was pissing like a racehorse every time I would drink coffee.
So what was that doing to your urinary tract?
But that's what I'm saying. What was it doing to my urinary tract? Broccoli, I've eaten my entire life. Again, I didn't eat it when I was on carnivore. The broccoli I had recently, and I was coughing my brains out. I tested, and I was horrible for broccoli. Same thing with soy. So again, someone might be a 0 for broccoli. My daughter's a 0 for everything. She tested practically, she was high. You want to know what we're really high for? And we were eating this every day, every single day in the summertime. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes. My daughter was a 3 for sweet potatoes, and my son was a 5 for sweet potatoes. I was eating sweet potatoes. I was getting like a little tummy ache, little nauseous and everything. But I didn't think, well, what's the big deal? It's a sweet potato. I'm anaphylactically allergic to tree nuts. So I can't have almonds, walnuts, pecans. I've never tasted them in my life. I've had 5 anaphylactic shocks in my life where my throat closed up and my lips swelled up because I ate something that had tree nuts in it. But broccoli, I used to eat beef and broccoli like it was going out of style when we would go to Chinese restaurants. I was allergic to it, everyone. You don't know what your body's tolerating. Tammy's a vegetarian. Maybe she's a 0 for everything, but maybe she's a 5 for sweet potato. You have no idea.
Or Brussels sprouts. Yeah, no, you just don't know until you actually go and test. And it's very hard to find any doctors that actually are doing endpoint allergy testing.
That was the point, is that they're only doing it locally by us. And if you can find a doctor that does endpoint allergy testing, I highly, highly, highly recommend you do it, because it will change your food habits. I could eat corn now. And corn, it's a grain that's horrible for you. But you know what? My body's a 2 for it. I can tolerate corn. I don't get stomach aches when I eat corn. I have 0 inflammation when I eat corn. I was eating broccoli because it was healthy for you. Broccoli's healthy for you. No, it wasn't. And
that just goes back to really everybody is different. So what's good for me isn't good for you, and what's good for you isn't good for us. And I think that's the approach that you have to take with diet, is how do you feel while you're eating these things?
Yes.
And if you can't find someone who's doing allergy testing, then doing a diet like a Whole30, where you basically just reduce your food down to very few things, and then you slowly introduce back into your diet certain things like broccoli or Brussels sprouts or sweet potato, and you see how you react to it. You see how you go to the bathroom, you see how you sleep at night, you see if you have acid reflux, you go and you test all those different types of things. And it really is a life changer. And for my kids too. And not only that, there is hope. that once you do allergy endpoint testing, you can actually become less intolerant to a food, and you actually can eat it. And if you go out to a restaurant and they happen to cook your French fries in soybean oil, you won't necessarily have that bad of a reaction.
I take my nasal sprays every single day. I haven't missed a spray in 1 full year. And you know what? I feel different. Definitely feel different. I don't go out and try and eat soy. I don't go out and try and eat cheese. I save cheese for very special occasions, where before I was eating cheese every day. And mind you, everyone out there, whoever's even listening to this, this is not mainstream allergy testing. Mainstream allergy testing.
When they do that, they take that thing that goes like that on your arm.
It's a lie. It's a lie. It's
they're just testing 50%. They're not testing. They could go down a level or they can go up a level. It's just 1 point. That's why you need the endpoint allergy testing. They're just testing at one little point on the scale, and they say, "Oh, you're not allergic to soy. Go and knock yourself out." Everybody is allergic to soy.
So I'll give you, for instance, I had mainstream. I call it mainstream allergy testing because that's what every allergist does. I had mainstream allergy testing for dairy, and I tested 0 negative. And I same thing with eggs, 0 negative. So I went on keto, and I was eating meat, cheese, and eggs 7 days a week for years, always getting these massive headaches in my head right here, massive sinus headaches. I went and got tested for egg at this endpoint allergy testing. Wasn't bad. It was about a 3 or a 4. I cut out eggs out of my diet. I haven't had a headache since in a year. I get a little sinus things every now and then. No big deal. I was getting a headache every single Tuesday because I would eat eggs all weekend. So you don't know what's allowed. And I was a 0 on mainstream allergy testing. He says you are not allergic to eggs. You could eat as much eggs as you want. And I did. And I was still allergic to it. Same thing with dairy. I was eating unlimited dairy 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dairy. Getting splitting sinus headaches. Gave up dairy, gave up eggs. No more sinus headaches. Explain it. Explain it. You can't.
Hold on. Let me Oaken Bros pulling an all-nighter on YouTube, asking for the Guinness Book of World Records. This is
let's go.
Our longest live stream. Now I got to get going. I got like 8 missed calls, and I have about 47 emails that I have to look at. So got to go back to reality, guys. We really loved spending time with you. This was really what do you say?
Any more comments or no?
Yeah, we got a little action here. Hold on.
I gotta shave.
Mr. Bush was not a fan of broccoli. Coffee isn't a diuretic, which is probably why you had to go to the bathroom more. It isn't?
I thought it was a diuretic sin, but
I'm confused.
Could be wrong.
Coffee is a diuretic. You should correct yourself, yeah. Everyone is different. What bothers one person won't bother another person. It's
right.
individual.
That's why keto. That's why it's not always. Well, it's got to be keto, or it's got to be Right.
One size does not fit all. What's your opinion on lactate-free 2% milk? I think it's just too modified.
Toxic.
Way too modified. If you're gonna eat milk or drink milk, and I probably shouldn't even be saying this, I'm not a doctor. Don't do it. Probably unpasteurized milk is probably the healthiest thing that you can
from a farm. And it says the FDA doesn't approve it.
Yeah. So don't do it. But that is probably it's the best tasting.
Right.
At corner, yes, unique, each one of us, and it starts and the stars prove it. Yep. So later, Sin, Hallie, I'll see you in a minute. Love you all. We appreciate you all so much tuning in. This was a great show. Wednesday night, Lady Phyllis will be live with us. She will be doing psychic readings. So if you would like a reading, come tune in, and maybe we will pick you. We kind of just do it randomly. First person that emails me, we'll get on live. And yeah, that's the way we do it. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you all on Wednesday.
Be safe, anyone in the Northeast. Be safe out there with this blizzard we're in. Bye, everyone.
Bye.